and welcome back to Law and Order SVU here on FANVERSATION. I am Yael Tygiel. That is Taylor Gates. Hello, Taylor Gates.
Hello.
Hi, we are back. It is season 27, episode 1. This is In the Wind. Before we jump in, let's remind everybody who we are, what we're about here. Here on the S Review podcast, we want to make sure that you have resources you may need. So if you are in a situation where you need help, please reach out to RAINN. Their number is 1-800-656-4673, 1-800-656-4673. Taylor, what does that spell?
It spells hope.
It does spell hope. So if you, again, need help, please reach out to RAINN. If you cannot call them for whatever reason or you're uncomfortable with the phone, they, I believe, have a chat line that is anonymous online. RAINN, RAINN. Their number is also in our description below. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. Please consider this your content warning. SVU deals with very serious issues, very dark issues. This episode decided to approach a whole bunch of different topics. And when the show gets dark, we here on the after show get light. And so consider this your content warning because we might say things that are not nice, I guess.
Sure.
That's how I'm going to say it. Do I think I'm going to say something offensive this week? No, I don't. Will I probably? Yes. But I don't think I will. Usually I know.
Yeah, you have the foresight.
This time, we'll see what comes out of my mouth. Taylor, I'm going to read you the quick cap, and then I want you to tell me how you felt about this episode. Again, this is season 27, episode 1, In the Wind. Danger swirls around the squad as they investigate a suspect for rape and try to protect their key witness. A new chief of detectives puts Benson to the test, and off-duty Finn tries to stop an assault in progress. A lot happened this episode. Generally, Taylor, how did you feel about this season premiere?
I literally texted Yael when I watched it, and I was like, is SVU good again? Like, this was such a good premiere, and it makes me have such high hopes for this new showrunner. I feel like the characters felt like real people, exciting, not always what you necessarily get. Yeah, I thought Curry especially felt more like a fleshed out real person than she ever has. I feel like this is the Olivia that we know and love. I think that we're handling topics with nuance and respect in a way that we maybe haven't the past couple of seasons. So I was really impressed, and it makes me really excited to see what the rest of the season brings, and I hope it was not a fluke.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I was watching this going, this is a season premiere, right? Like, this is how you start a season off. You kill off somebody, which is, we'll get to that in a second. Benson gets arrested because she stands up for what she believes in. Our team is doing a lot of stuff. There's a lot happening. And I agree with you. I am so excited. If you're in our chat joining us live, let us know what you thought of the episode. Obviously, I'm so happy to see we have people with us live. The Knights are here. Hello, the Knights. Daryl, hello. Doreen is at work. Doreen, I don't want to say get back to work. I want to say hi, office.
I love that, the commitment.
I love it too. I know we're at a special date and time. Let's start with Cragen's death. First of all, did I have to Google real quick if Dan Florek died?
I did too. He's fine, yeah?
He's fine. He's alive.
Fine. Guys, he's fine. Okay?
Not only that, there are like behind the scenes photos where he was there.
Wait, that's so funny. I was like a little bit sad we didn't get like one final scene, but I guess the clip of on the TV sort of like filled that void, so it wasn't completely just like not paying any kind of tribute. And also the fact that Olivia then tied it in with what she was telling the survivor, I thought that was really nice too. So I think it was handled pretty well. And sad though, rip.
I agree. I'm so happy with what we got, but I was like, why did we kill Craig? Also,
I
didn't he
know.
appear on Organized Crime?
I don't know, man, but he gone. It was kind of bold. Like, it was kind of crazy. But,
Yeah.
you know, it gave us my multiverse of madness with, like, having everyone back, so I did like that. But couldn't have someone else just, like, retired or someone more minor died? Like, that was, like, crazy.
I mean, I agree with you that it ties into the story well. It connected not only to our case, but it also connected to our new chief, who we'll get to. Let's talk about the cameos. What a waste of Wong.
Yeah, literally, and Doreen points out that Benson kinda dissed him, and she did. Like, what was that? Like, why are we having attitude? That's your friend.
Totally. um, she not just dissed him, she was like, I don't want to deal with you.
Like,
It
fair
was
enough because she's afraid he's gonna make her talk about her emotions, and famously, she hates that, but, like,
it's a
still,
funeral.
that's your bro, like, what?
Mhm.
Like, just be honest with him and then be nice to him, like, he didn't do anything to you.
To be fair, I believe the last time we saw him, he was testifying against her.
Girl, I don't even remember the last time we saw any of these people. That's the issue with the show. Like Cassidy, I'm like kind of forget what even went down straight up.
As a Cassidy shipper,
Well, I don't care about that. So
ouch. I his literal inner two lines was it were perfect. We're so Cassidy. Him being like, "Don't worry, I'm leaving." She's like, "I'm not worried." It's so good
no,
to
I
see.
liked it too. I was just like, I don't even remember where we left you guys. I just remember you broke up.
He that is so him to be
It
like,
is. It is.
"Me drama."
Yeah.
So good. Okay. Who's this Mikey dude?
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
okay.
I was like,
Anyone in the
okay.
chat, let us know if this Mikey dude is someone we're supposed to remember because I don't. Um, and then let's talk about the cameo outside. Um, two thoughts. One, did Chris Maloney just not want to see everybody else? Was he like, I don't need to interact with the other co-stars?
No, they were building up to him.
Fine. So funny. No, I agree with you. It felt very on brand for him to wait for her at the car. Especially because I have no idea what's going on in organized crime. We'll talk about that later. He mentioned some guy who shows up and he's like, Cragen hated that guy. He doesn't seem to like him. I assume either that is something like related to whatever happened on organized crime, or it's just a throwaway name.
I thought it was a throwaway, which I found really funny because it's kind of like playing into the idea of like, why are you here, dude? Like, you were not, why are you paying respect to this dude? Like, who didn't even like you. I think that's funny because I feel like that does happen in real life. It's like, why are you, like, now you want to be friends? Once, I just thought that was funny.
Right.
It's like shady in a fun way.
He also says that they're at the, or they talk about how they're at the all our friends are dying era. And I was like, not to be heartless. I guess I am going to say something offensive on the show. Isn't that always for cops? Aren't they always in their all our friends are going to die era?
Yeah, but like they're getting older, so they mean.
No,
Which
I
is
understand.
true. We've killed off a lot of our
I
OGs.
know what they meant. I just feel like they're in one of those jobs where people die all the time.
Yeah, but they're talking about aging.
And retiring. That is the other conversation that's happening.
Yeah.
Before we move on to talk about Finn, I don't know if you saw this headline somewhere that Chris Maloney claims the "love you" line was improvised.
I believe it. I have no doubt that that's true.
And he did it specifically to taunt the fans.
Yes, that checks out 100% for me. I love it. But even beyond that, it felt like an organic interaction between them, which was again nice. Like I feel like these past couple seasons, I'm like, who are these people? And this felt like, okay, I know these people, and I don't know, it's just cute. Like it is cool because like, what show do you have on air that you have literally in real time watched them for 27 years? Like that's crazy. And so that is cool just in like a meta sense. I'm watching them, I'm like, damn, like we in real time have watched these people and their dynamic. That's cool. No matter, you know, if you ship it, you don't ship it. It's just that's a neat thing that we probably will never get again considering our TV landscape. So treasure it, okay?
I agree with you. I also agree that like when they were hugging and she was like, "Get off my car," I was like,
Mhm.
that felt so Benson and Stabler.
Benson like has her attitude and sass back, which makes
Mhm.
me happy because I feel like for a while there I was like, who the hell are you? Like you are a little feisty, and where's the feistiness? And she got her feistiness back in this episode, and I really liked that.
I agree. That said, let's talk about Finn because Finn's losing Olivia trust and then like now he's gonna build it back. That felt odd to me.
Yeah, I didn't quite get all of that. So like if you lose your gun, like what does that mean? What's the big deal with that? Because it's not like he
I
like
mean,
lost it. He got it stolen from him during a crime that put him
right.
in the hospital. Like
I believe that it's just like it's worse than what, right? Like he was attacked and mugged, but they took his gun, which is like a big deal because now you have a cop's gun.
mhm.
So like any crimes committed with that gets murky and dangerous.
So
Um,
why wouldn't you tell? I am
yes,
confused why he kept it a secret then.
I'm great question.
Like he was just embarrassed, I guess, but like
It also, I think, like
no.
makes the whole situation a bigger deal, and
Mhm.
and Finn feels like someone who doesn't want to make a big deal, um, but I feel like it would have made the cops who were investigating his case actually do something.
Yeah, I just am like I don't see is he worried that people are going to think he's like weak or can't handle himself? Because
Alice
sure,
in the chat says that it was his pride,
like
maybe.
sure, but like no offense, but dude, like you are fully in the hospital. Like people know you got attacked. What is like it is so logical to be like, "Oh, and they stole his gun too." Like I don't know. I don't understand how it makes it any like more embarrassing, I guess,
Mm.
considering it's not like he's hiding the fact he was attacked. Like everyone knows that happened already. And
Daryl in the chat says, I feel like it would probably lead to internal affairs getting involved and whether he's competent, his competency being called into question. That's totally fair, I think.
I guess, I don't know. It just didn't quite logically check out for me, to be honest with you. And like the whole trust thing, I don't know. I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, it just didn't quite work for me.
I agree that he should have told Benson. I think it's odd that he didn't tell her of all people. Um, I also think it's like her whole like I understand her being mad, but being like, you've lost my trust now. Like you've known each other for 26 years.
Yeah, I will
It's
say
yes, go on.
I did like that he roped Velasco and Bruno into it in that little exchange where they're like clearly guilty about something. And then Olivia and they just like stare at each other for a second. Like, honestly, I'll forgive the whole thing because I found that so funny and I loved that. So,
That's funny because I was willing to forgive the whole thing because it gave us Fat Jimmy.
are we supposed to know who he is?
No, but I loved
Okay,
it.
because I was like, it feels like this is a guy who's been here before,
Nope.
but
No,
okay, great.
I would like to believe that I would have remembered Fat Jimmy
Mhm.
because this was an amazing character.
Yeah.
I loved this interaction where he was like, I'm not gonna trust you, and then he like turns when he sees Finn on the phone. And that he like immediately found the gun. He was like, yep, I got you. Um, that said, this led us to Rollins telling Benson because that bar was under surveillance for drug dealing. And so I'm hoping, as much as we like our show to be self contained episodes, that this ties into something, because it's very elaborate, right? That like Rollins tells Benson because somebody was in the bar and they're watching the bar because of this other thing. And then that information has somehow gotten to the chief, and we'll get to that later. But like, also there's this confidential report that no one's going to see. It felt very complicated that this bar and whatever Rollins is doing has to come back into play, right?
I like that too, to be honest with you. I feel like it adds so much interesting dynamics to it of like, who can you actually trust in this situation? Not that anyone is on our team is necessarily shady, which we'll get to, but everyone has sort of different motivations. Everyone is working different things that are maybe connected, and will they use this leverage? Who are you going to tell? Who are you going to keep secrets from? And how is that going to impact things? I think that's really interesting, and honestly a little bit more sophisticated than we've sort of had on the show in a while. And we'll get to that with the new I forget her title, but the new woman that came
Chief
in,
of D's.
Chief of D's, yes. Catherine. I'll wait for that until we get there, but that also felt more not just outwardly saying things, like there are conversations happening under the conversation, and I love that. I think that's great writing, and so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a sec. The Finn's attack felt orchestrated in a way that this story has to continue, right? Like, because the specific attack was an assault, right? Which is why an SVU detective immediately stopped it. Not that I'm saying some other off-duty cop or detective hopefully would have also stopped it. I said hopefully. In the SVU world.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway, not the point. The point is fiction. The fact that it was Finn, the way that they attacked him, the way they knew, like it felt specific. And also it didn't feel like just a mugging because she had a weapon, right? Like a severe weapon. So I'm assuming and I'm hoping that that story continues, and maybe it ties into this bar that is being surveilled.
Yeah, I think it has to. I also just want to note that I thought that was shot really well. Like, I feel like I'm almost a little desensitized to some of the violence on it because it's a little bit like not corny, but there's like very obvious sort of choreography and stuff, and like it's network TV. Like you have limits you have to work in. But I felt like the camera work and the directing here, I like felt the attack. Like I thought that was shot really intensely, and there was like a lot of suspense throughout the whole episode too, especially just starting off with that like attack like at the beginning. So
I agree totally. Upon second viewing, right? So Finn says when he's playing the video game that his depth perception is still messed up. Upon second viewing, watching that attack, the shots from his angle are blurred. Like specifically, it's done so well. Let's give some shout outs here because this episode was directed by Brenna Malloy. Let's see if Brenna Malloy has directed previous episodes of SVU. I'm checking real quick. 2 episodes of SVU and 911 and Let Me Bring Pardon was the other one that she directed. Also FBI, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. All right, so she's in the Wolfverse. This episode was written by our new showrunner, Michelle Fazakis. Starting off strong.
I'm so proud. I'm so excited, Michelle. Please keep it up.
Before we get into the main case of the episode, let me give some actor shout outs. Of course, we had our our cameos. Dean Winters came back as Cassidy, BD Wong as Dr. Wong, Dan Florek
kind of
Dead Craig. I mean, I think the clip that they showed was brand new. Ella, our survivor, is Audrey Corsa. Our trial judge, who we've seen many a times, returned to us, Ada Turturro. Jorge Ruiz, the super and witness, is Juan Francisco Villa. Eric Burnett, our perp / Airbnb, sorry, Metro B&B.
I knew his ass was guilty immediately.
Caleb Long, Fat Jimmy, love Fat Jimmy. Rafael Castillo, so good. Our new chief of detectives, Chief Captain Tynan. I definitely heard Tyler, but Chief Catherine Tynan is what IMDb says. I'm going to butcher this. Noma Dumezweni. I'm so sorry for butchering your name.
You rule. I loved her.
We'll talk about that soon. All right, let's jump into the main case of this episode. So we have Ella Parsons staying at a Metro B&B, and she is attacked.
Just an Airbnb?
Yes, it's an Airbnb.
How is it illegal? Well, I don't really understand that.
Oh, so New York has outlawed Airbnbs.
Oh.
People are still doing them.
Got it.
But New York has outlawed it. You cannot use your home for a rental like that in New York.
Then she didn't do anything wrong. She just rented it. So it's the guy who rented it to her should be in trouble.
Also, it doesn't matter.
Right. I'm just like, I just was trying to follow the logic, I guess.
When people are somewhere they're not supposed to be, they get scared.
Sure.
Yeah. And if it was an SVU, you do know that the cops would absolutely be like, well, you shouldn't have been there.
But like, I don't know. It's the person renting it that should get into trouble. I don't know. Anyway,
when she talked about the cybersecurity job that she was there for, so they mentioned that the lights went out because of the breaker was turned off or shut off or whatever. She was at a cybersecurity job, and then the super had ignored Curry. I went, it's either someone from this cybersecurity job, it's the super, or it's the Airbnb host.
Well, I kind of did think it was maybe the cybersecurity thing. Not that it's the same thing, but I'm like, oh, they had the knowledge to like do the breaker because they're like, smart tech people, whatever. That's like so elaborate, but you know what I mean? Kind of hinted at that. But the minute the guy showed up and he was so agreeable and helpful, I was like, your ass is guilty. No one is ever that willing to help.
I also to literally have paper files.
Just the way he spoke, I was like, no, there's no way. Of course, let me, shut up. I know it's you.
I will say, he is one of our smartest criminals that we've had, I would say. He had
2 seconds.
That does not mean he wasn't one of the smartest criminals we've had. The fact that he lawyered up as soon as he realized he was caught, that alone.
The fact he didn't have the dog picked for the alibi is what got me. I'm like, come on. She's going to ask that shit. Have that on lock.
When I was under 21, somebody once said, some authority figure like a cop or something said, if you're going to have a fake ID, not only memorize the information, know your sign, because a good bouncer will ask you, oh, your birthday is whatever. What sign are you?
Yeah, or do research on the place that the address is from, because there's a bouncer who can be like, oh my God, my cousin lives there. Do you like this restaurant? You should know about that restaurant. Do your research. Know what kind of dog. I know it's not named Jake. So a poodle named Fluffy, duh, right there. You're such an idiot. I don't think you're smart because you don't know anything about the dog you were supposed to be telling us.
I genuinely thought the word spot was going to come out of his mouth.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, just think of something that's not Jake. Be for real.
Someone in the chat is going to be like, my dog's name is Jake.
If it is, I don't know, man. I don't think dogs should have people names like that.
People in the chat, who has a dog with a people name?
I don't like that.
Unlike our older friend Allison, whose dog is named Potato.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Margaret the dog, like, no, get out of here with that.
Francine.
That's pushing it. Like Molly was my dog's name. That can go either way. You know what I mean? That's a classic dog name. But like Jake isn't.
You are so judgy for something you've done.
Molly is a classic dog name. A lot of dogs named Molly. Brandy, I'll allow it.
Daryl coming in with Brandy.
I'll allow it. That's like more of a playful nickname. Jake is like not even close to a dog name. Like it's a spectrum, right? It's a spectrum. Okay, Spot's you can't even see. Spot is over here. Jake is over here. Molly and like Brandy, like those are somewhere in the middle. But like,
is it because they're girl names? Dogs are allowed to be named after girls. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah. No, Pete could be like a dog name. I'm trying to think of dog names for boys.
You say Pete?
Yeah. Petey.
You're okay with Pete, but not Jake?
Yes. It's a more silly name. Ollie. That could be either.
Ollie's a good name.
That's what I'm saying. Jake is not. Like, it's not, there's no hard and fast rule, but it's vibes, right?
Sure.
Just saying.
What's the dog's name in Adventure Time?
Do you think I watch a cartoon?
No. I'm asking the chat.
I was gonna say.
Doreen lets us know Rocky. Rocky is a dog's name.
Rocky is a dog's name for sure.
Alexa says descriptive names are the easiest. Brownie, Fluffy, totally.
Marshmallow, yeah.
Justice for Snowball.
Snowball. Throwback to Snowball.
Anyway, for anyone who wants a Justice for Snowball shirt, they're still available. Link below. All right, let's move on. We went way off topic. Let's talk about our guy Ruiz, because this case went in a very interesting direction and handled better than usual.
Agreed. And I have to say, I don't think it would have been handled this way under a different showrunner necessarily.
I agree with you.
But it
I
is
also don't
kind
think
of funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but it is kind of funny to have so many people playing with and in charge of the same characters, because it can get a little inconsistent season to season, which is fine. It's fine, but it's just funny because I'm like, I don't know that Olivia 3 seasons ago would have like been like this, you know?
It's what's interesting about that is that this was the most Olivia behavior we've like. This is what she would do 100%.
Mm-hmm.
She would absolutely be like, trust me, arrest him to protect him, and then accept being taken into custody. She would 100% do that. It's such Olivia Benson behavior. So the fact that there were seasons where that wouldn't have been her instinct is odd.
I could
you have years to pull from.
Well, he did break the law. Like, shut up. I love for this episode though, where she was like, "Yeah, arrest me." Okay. Play.
Yeah. The case itself was frustrating as it went on. Because it felt as a viewer like a slam dunk, right? Like really easy. But
excuse me.
Oh no.
Whoa. That was crazy.
Not sorry, guys. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, I want to take this moment to interrupt our show for some important news. It is Deanna's birthday in the chat.
Happy birthday.
Hi, happy birthday. Thanks for joining us on your birthday.
Yeah.
Those were your birthday sneezes.
Yael wants to sing to you, she said.
That does not sound like me. Anyway. Yael doesn't sing.
Are you for Deanna's birthday?
No, not for anybody's birthday.
Sorry, Deanna. I tried for you.
And I appreciate it. Did you want to sing? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
you did. No, I heard you say that you wanted to sing.
You're worse than Tari. All
Thank
right.
you.
Let's talk about the new chief of D's. I don't trust her.
Me neither, and that's why I like her. Because she's not a black and white villain. Like, we've had so many, like, wow, that guy sucks. Like, it's so obvious he sucks. She is, like, complex in how she sucks, and I love that. Because she's kind of playing really nice, and she is saying that she has all of this leverage and showing that she has these connections is in a very like political, like two-faced undercurrent way, and I love that. Like, she is threatening her. It doesn't sound like a threat. It sounds like a nice opportunity, and I think that's iconic.
I agree with you so hard. Early on, Rollins says she's hands-on, she values loyalty, and she's going to be bringing people in to fill in positions. Values loyalty in the police is one of the most, I think, frightening things I've ever heard. Yes, right? Like, in normal circumstances, values loyalty, sure, that's great. In this,
Also, like, yeah, I've been collecting favors. Well, guess what? You now owe her a favor because she did that for you. She just collected a favor to be used at a later date from you. And that's pretty clear to me that she's going to cash in on that eventually. I love it. I'm so into it.
To be fair, her idea of consolidating SVUs and having one person like Benson, who is, you know, in charge of the SVUs and all the boroughs and watching over them, is not, in theory, a terrible idea in this fictional world. But I appreciate that she was like, no, not now, down the line, because Benson's not going to do that now. But change is hard is a threat. I'm glad Finn got his gun back is a threat.
Yeah.
My note says that's a threat.
It is. And it's such a well-written threat because it doesn't sound like one, but it is in context. And that's what is like so exciting to me about this scene is like it's not just what you see. Like, it's everything you don't see and everything that's implied, and that's like really juicy and fun.
I agree. I'm scared to see where it goes and also very excited. Deanna in the chat says she's like a soft-spoken Amanda Waller, and if I understand correctly, you are making a DC-verse Argus reference. Is this a nerd reference that is being brought into SVU? Because I love it. Daryl says it's a great idea. Remember when they went to fix the other SVUs and they were terrible? Yes, it is. Again, it's a great idea in theory in this fictional world. And might be interesting to see even just like Benson stuck, you know, fixing other like SVUs squads without like our team being like, we need you, and her being busy. You know what I mean? Like, that might be an interesting story to explore.
Would she technically be working for like not IAB, but like 1PP? I'm like, I guess, a little confused on the hierarchy and like
it would be more like a paperwork political job. And then, like, because we have Curry, who is a captain, who could like slide into lead, if I understand correctly. But then again,
yeah, I'm excited to see like where that goes, because I feel like there's like so much that we don't know about what that means, and Olivia doesn't seem here for it, but it seems like she's gonna have to be here for it eventually.
I agree. I also think that this pressure of like, well, I'm going to give you a detective, not a surprise. Not a surprise, right? Dodds, baby Dodds is how we got him. Not a surprise. Velasco, that's how we got Velasco. They always give us somebody. And I think
So I
that Benson
have
should
to
have been.
insist. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of Velasco, thoughts? What happened? What
I
was
don't
this?
know. I literally tried to look it up. I was like, am I just too stupid to understand? But people are thinking like maybe he's an informant of some kind, which would be nuts. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but he was supposed to leave last year. And so the fact it seems like we're setting it up to like boot him out or like he's going to leave on some maybe not great terms.
So
Um
interesting. Daryl says that's the Fed, wasn't it? Interesting. What if he was the informant that told Rollins? Is that what people are saying?
I think so, or that he's just somehow connected to like being a snitch.
Hmm.
Like whether it's yeah, I think when it comes to Finn's gun, but like I
Mhm.
also Ice, I don't know. I don't exactly
Yeah.
know. But like
So
that was a little suspect too.
Daryl
Oh,
said
really?
Vasco isn't a
Really?
citizen. I think he is a citizen, but for those who haven't been paying attention, that does not mean shit anymore. Um, I also, when they pulled up, assumed that it was ICE, and I thought that is an interesting way to tell that story. But the fact that he like was willing to get in and like didn't say anything or do anything makes me think it's not ICE.
Yeah, I'm confused, and surely we'll get some clarity on that next episode. But I mean, I'm here for the like ambiguity and mystery element of aspect of that. But yeah, I think that we're meant to think that it's shady.
That he's shady or that something shady's happening.
Both a little bit.
Hmm.
I don't think they would necessarily make him like a full bad guy though, considering he was, he's been on our squad for a couple seasons. I think that we're either going to go the route of like he was pressured into doing something or like
Hmm.
blackmailed into doing something or was trying to do the right thing and ended up not being the right thing. I don't think it's going to be straightforward like, oh, he's a bad guy, he's like working for the enemy. I think it's going to be more complicated than that.
I agree. Maybe he's being pulled into undercover work and they're going to take him elsewhere, and it's not actually that exciting.
Yeah.
Right? Because he came to us because he was good at undercover work, and maybe
Yeah.
they're taking him back, or he just got promoted at the end of last season, so to like
Maybe
move
he's
him
been
elsewhere.
undercover this whole time.
I mean, we used to think that when he was still McGrath's guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's get to best lines. For those who are new to our show, we like to share some of our favorite lines of the episode. I have very few this time.
Same. I only have 3.
Oh, would you like to do one? And then
Sure.
I'll do one.
Sure. It's a rope-a-dope and I'm the dope.
Good one.
Thanks.
I have Benson asked, who the hell gets jumped on their way home from a cop funeral? And then he says, brutal. And I don't know what his brutal was towards, but I said at the same moment, brutal to what she said. Because I would have been, you're my friend, dude.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So mean.
That was my second one, so I'll go to my last one, which is giving the worst alibi in the history of alibis is not the way to play this. I loved Curry this episode, and like I said, she felt like she's never felt more like a real character to me because she showed some personality, but she also like showed compassion. I really liked her in this episode, and I hope that we continue to see more of like those facets of her.
I agree. I also had that line. I think that is the best line because again, like we have 2 people with really shitty alibis. People.
I went to sleep at 8. Wow, that's really early.
Here's the thing, friends. 1, always call a lawyer. 2, never speak to police. And 3, have a simple and easy alibi. Simple and easy. As close to the truth as possible.
Yeah.
Alexa's best line is "Get off my car." Good one. I also have "So a rental that doesn't change the sheets." Lovely.
Yeah, that grossed me out. Grossed me out a lot.
As it should. Love that. So we usually have some news to share. We have no news to share because all the things that have happened over the summer, and now we've started the season, so we're all caught up. I will also say, usually, sometimes, we tell you what's happening on organized crime and the mothership, and I've given up on organized crime like 2 seasons ago. So if you're watching that and something happens that ties into SVU, please inform us because we don't know. Unless there's a crossover where we are obligated to watch all the episodes, we will likely not be watching the other 2 because we like SVU. Yeah. We have, for those who don't know, we're available to listen on podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify. If you like us, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes. If you like us, that's 5 stars. If you don't like us, that's 4 stars. It has been years, and iTunes has never fixed the other stars. So weird. They have other priorities, like selling you new iPhones. So 4 stars is you don't like us, but leave a comment on how we can improve. That's very important because we can't improve without you telling us. We don't know. And we love constructive criticism. I also love mean comments as long as they're creative.
I prefer a compliment sandwich. One thing you liked, one thing you didn't, and then finish with something you liked again.
That's fair.
Go ahead and split your review up for Yael, say the meanest shit you can think of.
But like creatively.
And give a compliment sandwich.
So good. All right. It's time for our shower thoughts. I'm so ready. I forgot that we do this, and I was taking the notes
too. I remember our other segment, which we haven't gotten to yet, though.
Yes. So I was so excited because I took all my notes for the episode and went, "There's a segment I'm forgetting," and I knew when I got to my computer it would be there. So, for our friends who listen in the shower, welcome to a brand new season. As you may remember, as of last season, we've turned shower thoughts into Would You Rather.
Right.
And I found the perfect Would You Rather for this episode.
Okay.
Would you rather only strangers attending your funeral or only people who annoy you attending your wedding?
Whoa, I think strangers attending my funeral because, like, I'm not there for that. I don't care. The wedding, like, I would have to, like, suffer them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say strangers attending my funeral. I hope they have a fun time, honestly.
Interesting. If you're watching us live, let us know your thoughts. For people in the shower, I guess talk to yourself. Let us know in the iTunes reviews or YouTube comments. Actually, the Would You Rathers are fun if they're live or you're in the shower. I feel like the Would You Rathers are not fun to read later because I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this? What are they talking about?
That might be fun. That might be whimsical if you read this 3 years later, your answer to this question. So, you know what? Go ahead and do it. Also, I'm so relieved that you guys can finally shower again. It's been a couple of months, and I'm glad you're getting clean again.
Do you think that people don't shower without our show?
Yeah.
That concerns me.
I hope you listen to a couple reruns, at least.
You know what? Speaking of people who can't shower, I feel like something fun about our podcast is it's ours and we can do whatever the fuck we want. So I'm going to use this time to talk about, hilariously, there was that news article from Texas where they asked people to take less showers because they needed the water for their AI servers. So I'm going to use this time to remind everybody to not use AI. AI is not good. It steals from artists. And very importantly, It is not a search engine. It makes stuff up when it doesn't have the answers.
It's always fucking wrong too. I've never used it, but on Google it'll pop up. I'll tell you a story about this, okay? I
And then
had
I'll tell you how to
Subway.
make that not happen.
Yeah, I think you have to do the minus, which I just honestly forget. I will get in the habit though. But I ordered Subway a couple of months ago, and I ordered it on Uber Eats. And I had to go to like 3 different Subways because black olives wasn't an option on any of the stores I wanted to go to, any of the restaurants, and I love black olives. And so I finally found a restaurant that had the option to put black olives. I said, incredible. I put black olives. Guess what wasn't on my sandwich when it came? That's right, black olives. I said, what the fuck is going on? I Google Subway black olive question mark. The AI said they got rid of black olives because it wasn't cost efficient for them. I'm heated. I text my family group chat. I said, what the fuck? Somebody got rid of black olives. My sister said, hold on. My fiance has a best friend who's a manager at a Subway. Let me ask him what's up. The friend says, no, there was just like some kind of like supply chain issue, but they're not getting rid of them for real. They're coming back. It was just a supply chain issue. So they made me look a fool thinking that Subway got rid of black olives entirely when it was just a temporary thing. And that's a story. That's a little proof that you should never trust AI because they'll make you look so stupid about your Subway black olives. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And
I'm still mad about it.
As a reminder, when you Google things, if you just write minus AI at the end of whatever you've Googled, it will not give you the bullshit whatever.
Why is it not a setting that I can go?
Because they want to force you to use it. It's terrible. Yes. So let's move on from shower thoughts. Oh, I forgot to do the whole thing. Those have been shower thoughts.
I got so mad about the AI story, guys.
Well, let's move on to something positive. It's what did we learn? Taylor, go ahead. What did you learn?
I learned what a snitch visa was. I didn't know that was like the like lingo name for it. Like,
is that really
that
what it's called?
Obviously, what?
Is that really what an S visa stands for?
No, it's well, I actually don't know.
Minus AI. Hold on, I'm Googling.
S visa. Well, I Googled it right now. Special snitch status. I guess maybe it is. But it just says S visa. I don't think people are going around calling it snitch visa. That seems crazy. But I guess I didn't know the term for it. It was called an S visa, but I thought that was really interesting. Green card for an informant, S non-immigrant.
Yeah, for witness
I'm not seeing the
what the S stands for. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Nicely done.
Thanks.
What did I learn? I learned, this isn't necessarily what I learned. This is a theory I have. This is my podcast. I do what I want. The fact that I learned after the episode where Benson and Rollins stayed in that motel, and I now check all mirrors for cameras. Taylor has literally witnessed me do this multiple times.
Yeah.
Because we have stayed at different motels together. But I now realize that there is a possibility that Airbnbs don't change the sheets. And that's terrifying. But I believe if everyone stripped the sheets after they stayed in Airbnb, it would force the Airbnb people to wash them and put new sheets on. Mm. And a lot of Airbnbs ask you to like strip the beds when you leave because it does make it easier for them to then like throw it in the laundry.
But also, sorry, fuck that. That's not my job. I have so much beef with Airbnbs because there's so many of these rules now. I don't come here to work for you. Hotels don't make me strip the bed.
Right, because a hotel pays a staff to clean it, and this is a person's home.
Sure, but here's the thing. When you book an Airbnb, they still have a cleaning fee because they say that a person comes and cleans that too. So
Mm.
they do that then. They should be doing that, not me. I'm not going to leave it a mess. I'll go put the trash in the trash can, but I shouldn't have to take the trash outside. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think pulling sheets off a bed literally into a pile on the floor is not a lot of work.
It's not, but don't
The
get
way
mad
that,
at
like,
me and don't make me do that.
no, I'm saying do it so that they'll give you fresh fucking sheets.
Well, that's the next person. That doesn't affect me.
Yeah, but if everybody does it, then the next person gets
Okay, well,
clean
here's
sheets
my
and you're the
solution.
next
I'm
person.
not staying in Airbnbs.
Sounds like it.
I don't like that. It's very rare.
All right. Well, I learned Taylor refuses to stay at Airbnbs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't refuse. Like, when I'm with a group, like, sometimes we will, but I would rather just stay in a hotel. It's just easier.
Mm.
There's not all that mess. There's not all that. I don't have to, what's the code? Where's the key? I know where the code and the key is at the hotel. You know? I don't like that.
Would you rather? No, I'm kidding.
Don't ask me.
No.
Hotel.
Got it. Any other thoughts or anything we need to talk about for this episode?
Fuck ice.
Well, yes, obviously.
I don't know. I just felt like I should make that clear. That's my.
You're right. Thank you.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, for those who are new and haven't watched or listened to us before, welcome. We are fully aware that SVU is propaganda. We're very much a fuck ice group of people. And we enjoy the fictional world of SVU, even when we bring up real world things. Yes. Before we wrap up, this is the beginning of a season. There is so much possibility and opportunity. Taylor, do you have any predictions or anything you're looking forward to or hoping to see?
I'm excited to see Olivia and Catherine go head to head. Keep seeing how that's going to go, because I was really interested in that dynamic. I know we're getting Rollins back, so that's going to be really interesting how she exactly comes back, what capacity, how that all unfolds. So I'm anxious to see that. I mean, listen, they've been teasing it forever. Let's see if we finally have Elliot and Olivia do anything. I'm doubting it, but like, we can all just keep putting on our clown shoes and assuming that they're going to have to give us something sometime. I don't know. I'm just excited for more hopefully solid writing, because I really liked the writing in this episode, and hopefully we keep getting more of that. I want to see more of Curry. Like I said, I really liked her this episode and thought she felt very much like an actual human being, which was so exciting. So yeah, I'm just excited to see more, because I thought this was a really solid premiere.
Carolyn in the chat reminds us that Curry and Rollins are in the credits now. They're in the beginning credits. Velasco is also there this episode. I assume he is until he leaves us. I agree with you. I think that the new Chief of D's is fascinating. I love that we have a woman in charge. I love that we have a Black woman in charge. I would love to see where that goes and how that plays into things. I love that she's kind of manipulative. That's interesting. I agree with you. Seeing Benson go up against her is interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, again, not to cut you off. I just feel like that dynamic is so much richer than like a McGrath situation. Like, I'm so tired of that this is like really compelling and has like even more interesting tension to it than like, well, that guy obviously sucks and he's done all this bad stuff. Like, I don't know, she kind of has good intentions, but like, she's kind of a snake too, and I really like that.
I agree with you. I'm interested to see where it goes and how it plays out. I agree that this was an incredible season premiere. It was a great way to start the season. It is great writing. It lacks the best line shenanigans humor, but I'm okay with that. I prefer a well-written episode than to ridiculous dialogue.
I I think we'll get some of that.
I'm sure we
It's
will.
not
I just
SVU without a
saying.
little bit of that. But
I'm just saying, if I have to choose,
I agree.
I think focus on giving us good stories, well written characters, layers, and nuance to the topics. You know, as much as Taylor loves her unexpected twists and people saying weird ass shit, and as much as it's fun, it's more important that we have a story to follow.
Agreed.
Real quick, we have a new character joining us. For the past however many seasons, I guess since Cat, in my household, they've all been referred to as different versions of Cat. We have Cat, and then we have Boy Cat, which would be Velasco. We have White Cat, which I think is Muncie. We had Black Cat, which is Churlish. Then we had Dollar Store Rollins, which was Sykes.
I don't even remember her name. I'm so
Sykes,
sorry.
I got you. So the question is, are we getting a new cat?
We always do, so I guess we'll see, but we always be getting a new cat.
Could we just have Cat?
I would love nothing more.
Yeah. We have Danny joining us in the chat. Sorry, I'm late. He actually didn't say sorry, he just said I know I'm late. I added the sorry because I'm a woman. I'm sorry. But I wanted to add why Benson didn't want to talk to Wong. Season 17, he said she was bad at her job and she coerced a confession out of a suspect. That's right. He testified against her and saying it was possible that she coerced the suspect with threats of being abused in prison. Thank you, Danny.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
okay, I vaguely remember that. I feel like
Yes,
I maybe
yes.
tried to block a lot of that season out of my mind.
I mean, there are a lot of seasons that we block out of our mind.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I hope we get a redemption arc for him and their friendship.
I would love to see that resolve their friendship because he was great. And also maybe even to have her reflect on like the fact that our cops, as we've discussed over the years, we have a Stabler who is a bad cop, and that our cops literally would threaten suspects with the crimes that the suspects commit, threaten them with being abused, threaten them with being raped in prison, threatening them with violence. And it might be interesting to see Benson like have to come to terms with the fact that she did do that.
Yeah.
It might be interesting, but you know, it seems like there's a lot still happening. I look forward to seeing whatever happens with this chief of D's. I genuinely believe that this Finn attack and his gun being taken will lead to something else, will connect to something else, has to be more than just whatever this was. Whatever this Velasco thing is will also continue to play out. And do you think, we know Rollins is returning to the show and is back in the Wolfverse, not that she ever left. Is Rollins going to rejoin the SVU team, or do you think that she will continue to be there as an outside part that sometimes works with them and you know, comes and goes?
I don't know. I've kind of been thinking about that too. Part of me thinks it would be kind of interesting if she stayed outside in this like more fluid plastic sort of capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's kind of like Cassidy was like that. When he came back as the boyfriend, he was also like off doing cases and things. And sometimes
I think it could be really interesting if she keeps like kind of crossing over, obviously being on the show, but just coming in a capacity that's not just she's on the squad again. I think that could be really interesting. And because I don't know, like I just don't see what happens for her arc if she comes back as a detective. You know what I mean? That feels a little bit like a strange. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work, but I think it could be interesting if she comes in a different way.
Danny says, I think Rollins will be like a liaison. I like that. I agree. I think that's interesting. The only reason I could see her actually rejoining is if Finn was actually retiring. And I think that to bring up the concept, hey, I might retire, and then also be like, oh no, I'm not going anywhere. It's like, that's weird to have here.
Well, it feels like they're setting it up of like, I don't know, maybe this season his arc is earning her trust back, and then at the end he decides he's out or something.
Right. And I think that that's odd. I also think it's weird that Phoebe wasn't really mentioned.
Me too. Yeah.
Which reminded me, Cragen had a girlfriend. Last time we saw him on SVU, Cragen had a girlfriend who I think was a psychologist, maybe. She was blonde, older woman. And I remember her being at like either Benson's house for dinner, Ron's house for dinner, or something. So it felt odd. Eileen, thank you, Carol Ann. She wasn't at the funeral.
Sorry.
Either she already died or they broke up in organized crime.
Yeah. I kind of just think maybe there's no continuity, but that's just me.
27 seasons. There's a lot of history.
Right. And they don't necessarily always care about it.
But there are people like us, like me and Danny and Carol Ann and Daryl and Alexa. And we had so many other people, and Deanna, and who else was here? So many people. The Knights is here. Alice is here. All of these people, we care. We care about the continuity and the backstory, and we know, and we're paying attention. Alexis, I think she passed. Not his original, not his wife from the like early days, his new wife, maybe. Oh, Deanna, I mean, did any of Munch's ex-wives show up in his wake? You know what? Good point. Good point. Fine. I just remember at Baby Dodd's funeral that Dodds was there, and his mom, who was like super flighty, was there, and his brother, who is also super flighty. I'm just saying. That's all. Anyway, on that happy note, Taylor, if people want to keep up with you before we return, I believe to our usual time, we'll see. Nope, not to our usual time. We'll find out when we're coming back because I'm also going to New York for New York Comic Con. But until we return, make sure you've subscribed here so you can see when we're coming back for new episodes. Taylor, where are you on the internet these days?
I am on Twitter still at alphabet_, and I'm also on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Awesome. Yeah. I am on Instagram at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. Also, I have a book account where I talk about smutty romance novels called Good Little Library Mouse. So if you want to talk about things that are opposite of SVU, check that out. And as I said, it will be at New York Comic Con. If you are there, please DM me on Instagram and say hello in person. If not, keep up with what's happening from New York Comic Con on FANVERSATION's YouTube and FANVERSATION.com. Subscribe here again, subscribe wherever you're listening so that you don't miss an episode. We'll be doing all the episodes this season. So thanks for joining us. Bye, everybody. Bye.